Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is June 15th, 2025, and happy Father's Day to all of you who are serious about being fathers. I appreciate you. And what I appreciate most on this day are the divine masculine that are here clearing up this foundation, our new foundation keepers. I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you for being here. So the curator is talking to his buddies. He's saying there is no evidence and that someone has thrown the case, which is to dismiss a case. Now, on June 10th, a standing officer told the curator they wanted him to testify against her. So it sounds like this was a failed setup, or he did not have the evidences needed to uphold his lies and his attempt at illusion. He's talking about adrenals. He wants to capture this woman somehow. They're talking about a psychic or psychic messaging. You understand you're making me work for this, somebody said. This could be the curator's leader. He has failed to uphold his duty. He's talking about 9-inch nails. This curator is saying that he's being told everything you did to her will be done to you. The curator is telling somebody else, we have to do something. He's going to target this woman, this proven innocent woman. He's thinking that if he can capture this woman, that he can stop the vengeance being bestowed upon his team, his family, his chosen collective. Whoever the curator is talking to has told him they turned on us. The curator is still speaking of feeding appetizers to his black hole soul. And he insists to whoever he's talking to that this is what we are, an appetizer for this black hole soul that he's responsible for bringing balance to. One of these masculines is telling another, stay away from her. She's a goddess. They're speaking of her royalty and her loyalty. They betrayed her and bestowed centuries of punishment upon this person for a lie. It was against the rules to move against the innocent like that, they're discussing. Somebody asked the curator, antidote? And he said, yes, antidote. So it's like the curator is providing an antidote. There's something going on energetically or physically with these people. He's presenting them with a medicine or some type of an antidote. This is the second time in just a short while that they've mentioned antidotes. Could people be overdosing? I don't know. Is there a mysterious kind of a thing that he needs to magically provide an antidote for? They're talking about a representative. And they're also talking about a legacy. It's this woman that they're talking about. Someone said, dedicated either one. Whatever that means. Take it as it resonates. The curator is very hilarious. He says, if she is the savior, then she's obligated to ... What? Save them? The very ones that tried to bury her, and not only tried, but did bury her in suffering, and they were trying to keep her in suffering for an eternity, and now they're claiming that she's obligated to save them? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and the need for vengeance is in the history. The one with all authority stated that they will get what they deserve, and she's not obligated to do anything the Most High God doesn't prescribe her with. She is in service to the divine. She is a daughter of the divine. She's here to help those who deserve it, And those who have been trying to feed the meek, the mild, the light bearer, the temperance angel to this black hole soul, she's not obligated to serve anymore. That contract has been nullified. It has been dissolved. She's no longer responsible for the balance of this particular collective. She's a goddess temperance angel, and they buried her under their sin, under their vile behavior, and then blamed her for it. She is free of the contract with these brutalizers of innocence. She doesn't have to serve them anymore. The curator and buddies are talking about some sort of contract. There's something about occupation, which is a job or an overtaking of a territory. There's a rainbow contract. I had a vision of a woman a couple days ago being filled with a rainbow. It overlaid her entire body and it filled her toroidal field. It's a covenant with God. This divine feminine has a covenant with God. Whatever covenant that the Most High had with this curator and their nasty little group, it has been dissolved. Null and void. They no longer have protection of the Most High, and there's a new contract. The curator is talking about testify, and somebody else came into the room saying, I got ... It's like they're trying to generate false evidence. Just a couple of days ago, I heard them speaking of signatures and the ATF. It's like they're trying to frame somebody for a crime. Or it could be that whoever has been supplying weapons or whatever to these puppets who go out and are driven into committing crimes, maybe those signatures have been uncovered. It seems they're information searching within the field of awareness. They're seemingly in an attempt to set up, frame, and wrongfully and deceitfully convict temperance angels to entrap them in their low vibrational state and prison. He lost it, somebody said. A contract, a connection. This curator has lost the contract. They're saying that she's primal, which is essential, fundamental, one of the first, a primary, an original. And they have been talking for a long time about her being an original. They've been saying that she's a collector's item. That's who they did it to, someone said. She's a temperance angel, goddess, daughter of the Most High, or somebody within that system. You have a picture? Somebody asked. They're going to target her, stalk her, do juju over the photo. I had a vision. There was a dining room table, a fairly large one. There were herbs or something sprinkled all over the top of it, and a few people present. Some were standing and others were seated. So I don't know if they're cursing like you know how they say that the Lord will, set a table for a feast or something in the presence of thine enemies. It's like these ones are trying to curse the feast table or something. One masculine has stated something being electrical. And there's something about a logically unstable mind. They may be talking about the curator. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. In the last 10 years, I watched her go from ... a masculine said. They watched, they listened, and they did nothing to help as she lifted out of their dark mental and energetic prison. Now, for me, in 2015, my mental body was still very much being bombarded by hundreds of people, being very, very nasty. speaking very, very foully to me, about what they wanted to do to me, about what they were doing to me. In 2015, that feeding tube was still embedded in my back, and they were still sucking off of it like a straw. I was still generating energy at an increased rate, trying to maintain my life. It was 3 years later that that tube was removed. The Most High sent somebody in to remove that for me. And then I was able to double time, amp up my energetic presence. And then my mental body started to clear. And it was only about a year ago when there was a ceremony by the divine that actually freed me from the contract that these ones held. And then the mental body actually became still and started to get cleared out. It was claimed that the sky belonged to the sun. The sky is the crown and everything up in the higher here, and belonged to the sun. So the consciousness, the field of consciousness was claimed by the divine. And these ones are being evicted out of it. There are a lot of people that were trauma bonded to this low vibrational collective, and their mental bodies were being infiltrated and manipulated. A whole bunch of society was being affected by these parasitical attachments. And it appears that it's over now. This curator and those that still support him feel that if they can get their hands onto this woman who they are calling a savior, that they can brutalize her and traumatize her flesh suit and then claim the essence within it. But everything they say, everything they do is being listened to and watched. And I don't believe they'll ever get close enough to her. The Divine Mother, in one of her aspects, stated that they would not obtain her, even though they may try. And she also stated to be prepared, they won't survive. So they're gonna, it's gonna culminate in an ending one way or another. That's the message I have for you, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.